chaos exposes the truth. When everything collapses, when fear spikes, when uncertainty hits without warning, the average mind panics. It freezes. It scatters. But elite operators, the ones who survive, who lead, who execute, learn to think clearly in the exact moments when clarity seems impossible. Their advantage is not luck. It is not emotionless toughness. It is the trained ability to command the mind when chaos demands panic. Inside the brain, chaos triggers a rapid internal battle. The amygdala fires first, flooding the body with adrenaline, sharpening instinct but narrowing focus. Tunnel vision forms. Heart rate surges. Breathing shortens. The world becomes smaller, louder, more urgent. This is the survival reflex. But survival is not the same as performance. Operators learn to shift control from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic, planning, and decision-making. This shift is not natural. It is trained. Through years of controlled exposure, stress drills, repetition, and mental conditioning, operators learn to keep the prefrontal cortex online during situations where most minds shut down. This is why they can think when others react, act when others freeze, lead when others crumble. The mind under chaos becomes a battlefield of signals. Noise competes with priority. Emotion competes with logic. Fear competes with clarity. To win this internal war, operators follow a neurological sequence: stabilize, assess, act. First is stabilization. Through controlled breath, posture, and gaze, operators reduce sympathetic overload and regain internal control. A calm mind is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to regulate fear while it runs through your veins. Heart rate drops back into the cognitive performance zone. Awareness widens. The mind returns from instinct to intention. Next comes assessment. This is where cognitive patterns shift. Instead of reacting emotionally to perceived danger, the operator evaluates what is actually happening. The brain transitions from panic-driven thinking to task-first thinking. Elite performers categorize chaos into solvable parts. What matters? What doesn't? What is the first step? They strip away noise and focus on structure. Neuroscience calls this cognitive reframing, turning crisis into information. Finally comes action, disciplined, deliberate, controlled. When the mind is quiet, the path forward becomes visible. Operators execute with precision because their decisions are not emotional. They are procedural. They rely on systems, checklists, training, and mental frameworks encoded into memory through repetition. When chaos blinds the untrained, the trained fall back on fundamentals. This ability is reinforced through stress inoculation. Repeated exposure to controlled chaos reduces neural shock. The amygdala fires less aggressively. The prefrontal cortex stays active longer. Emotional reactivity decreases. Operators do not rise to high-stress moments. They fall to the level of their conditioning. In aviation, this clarity under chaos determines life or death. Pilots are trained to override instinct and trust protocols. When alarms scream and systems fail, they do not guess, they execute. Their mind has rehearsed failure thousands of times, so that when it happens, nothing feels unfamiliar. This is cognitive dominance. On the battlefield, operators use chunking, breaking overwhelming situations into small, manageable tasks. This reduces cognitive load and prevents paralysis. One step, one check, one action. The brain handles chaos by simplifying complexity. The disciplined mind is not faster, it is cleaner. Another critical tool is mental bandwidth preservation. The brain has limited working memory. Chaos overwhelms it quickly. Operators learn to ignore non-essential stimuli, filter noise, and prioritize only what impacts the mission. They see more by focusing on less. Emotion also becomes a tool. Instead of suppressing fear, operators convert it into alertness. Instead of resisting stress, they ride the arousal curve to enhance performance. The warrior mind does not eliminate emotion. It directs it. Zeroed in, we teach that clarity under chaos is not luck or talent. It is architecture. It is wiring. It is a system built through exposure, repetition, and disciplined thought. It is the conscious decision to act with logic while the world demands instinct. Chaos does not care about your feelings. It does not wait for your confidence. It does not give you time to prepare. But with the right training, the mind becomes stronger than the moment, clearer than the noise, calmer than the storm. Thinking under chaos is not extraordinary. It is engineered. And once you learn to command your mind in the worst moments, there are no moments that can break you.